per amarti non ho l'età, per uscire sola con te, e non avrei nulla da dirti, perché tu sai molte più cose di me. Lascia che io viva un amore romantico nell'attesa che venga quel giorno, ma ora no, non ho l'età, per amarti.
I was in the San Diego library one time, and a book jumped off the shelf at me, and it was Ramana Maharshi's. Somebody had spent 2 or 3 years with Ramana Maharshi, copying down everything he had said, all the answers to questions that he had, and Evans-Wentz came in, okay, and he was asking him lots of questions, Ramana Maharshi, and of course Ramana Maharshi just kept saying, "Who is this you're talking about?" So.
Yeah, at one point he said, well, when's a good time to meditate? Maharshi said, what's time?
Lascia che io viva un amore romantico nell'attesa che venga quel giorno, ma ora no, non ho l'età, per amarti, non ho l'età, per uscire sola con te.
Maurice Frydman, that story you know, no? Once I was standing in front of a store's kitchen entrance. He had come in a jeep. He had brought a bag of rice. He was wearing a khaki shorts, white shirt, that's all, simple. So he greeted me. He didn't wait for somebody to come and unload. He himself unloaded. Rice, bag of rice. And he gave me a bright smile. He was a great person. Not many people know, for Dalai Lama to come to India, he was one of the instrumental people who played the role behind the scene because their direct approach to Nehru. He was one of the key figures in bringing Dalai Lama to India.
Gente buttata sui tavoli senza poesia.
Major Chadwick, he was really great. He was a World War I veteran, 6 foot 4 inches, broad shoulder with a booming voice. He always used to call me Moni, Moni. He was fond of me. It was, I tell you, his dedication, his surrender to Bhagavan. He had an incisive mind though. He will not take anything for granted. If you see the reminiscence, if you read, it's a beautiful reminiscence of the reminiscence. Chadwick's reminiscence is the best of it say. But the very fact he was totally surrendered. Those days, coming all the way, conveniences were not there and all that. You could imagine. It was great.
Ancora sfiorare, io te lo dico così perché ti voglio baciare. C'è una montagna di noia che schiaccia la gente che c'è. Ah, ma tu non meriti noia, rimani, c'è una donna per te. Vieni a starmi vicino, sta nascendo qualcosa tra noi. Se mi stringi la mano potremo sognare la vita che vuoi.
To show the soul of India to Poles, even few. This is one of the main purposes of my long-term stay in India.
Only when you are Buddha, you can recognize the Buddha of the past. So that was something illuminated in her that permitted her to see and appreciate and meet illuminated person of that period.
Sometimes we call her Mataji.
Till today, many people which knew and appreciate Indian religious texts and tradition know all of that because of the work of Dynowska. She translated like 100 different texts.
What Wanda Dynowska did, bringing these Indian elements of culture, philosophy, religion closer to the Polish reader through translations into Polish was a giant work.
The language which Wanda Dynowska used in her translation was so beautiful, and I was like completely shocked.
Then in early 60s, our situation rather difficult. And then, particularly she, Wanda really spent, I think, whole her energy and life serving, helping children, and particularly Tibetan, young Tibetan.
There were many personalities in that person. She was a very spiritual person. She was a mystic. Yes, she was.
Being mystic, that doesn't mean to be mad or crazy or somebody only who escaped from the world, and yet somebody completely present on the world. And those two things were in her, seems to me, in a very harmonious way.
Wonderful. Motivation is 100% pure. Wonderful.
Svegliarsi una mattina al centro della vita, ma con qualcosa dentro che non se ne va. Trovarsi in mezzo a situazioni senza uscita e riscoprire a un tratto la semplicità. Chiamalo amore, ti risponderà. Far pace coi ricordi per ricominciare e non lasciarsi dietro mezze verità. Tu chiamalo amore, e amore sarà. Chiamalo amore, tu chiamalo amore, anche se ti
As a suffusion of beauty and serenity. I had never encountered a countenance of that expressiveness and carrying an unspoken message like that.
E camminare senza fretta per guardare, in faccia senza più paura alla realtà. Parlarsi così tanto fino ad arrivare al cuore, sapendo quanto costa la sincerità. Tu chiamalo amore, chiamalo amore, ti risponderà. Chiamalo amore, tu chiamalo amore, anche se ti tradisce, tu chiamalo amore, e anche se sono carezze che ti spaccano il cuore, tu chiamalo amore, e amore sarà. Chiamalo amore, tu chiamalo amore, anche se ti tradisce, tu chiamalo amore, e anche se sono carezze che ti spaccano il cuore, tu chiamalo amore. Amore sarà. Non importa che sia il mare, non importa che sia un fiume, ma sull'acqua con te e sull'acqua scivolare piano piano, mentre il cuore s'addormenta galleggiando come un fiore sull'acqua, sull'acqua. Guardo il cielo, quante stelle, la luna, a poco qui sull'acqua con te, stupefatta si discioglie, dilaga dolcemente sulle braccia, le tue braccia, le tue braccia. Le tue braccia che mi chiamano, le tue braccia che si chiudono come l'acqua su di me e mi portano nel fondo d'un azzurro senza fine, senza fine, senza fine. Non importa che sia il mare, non importa che sia un fiume, ma sull'acqua con te e sull'acqua scivolare piano piano, mentre il cuore s'addormenta galleggiando come un fiore sull'acqua, sull'acqua.
There was one American lady, Eleanor Pauline Noy. I became very fond of her. So I will always go and sit on her lap. And perhaps you Westerners, it is difficult for you to understand. The Brahmins do not like the Brahmin children to be touched by a Westerner. It's pollution. But I never knew all that. I will go and sit on her lap. And there is so much of opposition. And Bhagavan should have noticed this. This is my conjecture. So we were living in the town. So one day when I came running to Bhagavan. Bhagavan, looked at me when I prostrated, because my mother would say, go and prostrate to Bhagavan. I prostrated. When I got up, Bhagavan looked at me and said, Ganesha, உன்னோட நோய் பாட்டி அங்கே உட்காந்துருக்கா, போய் அவன் மடியில் உட்காந்துக்கோ. Your Noyi, I used to call her Noyi. Your Noyi is seated there, go and sit on her lap.
Ça a été votre premier sadhu.
Un sadhu, c'est un maître qui avait trouvé la vérité, ne la cherchait pas, et toutes ses réponses provenaient d'un plan de conscience impensable. Jamais nous n'aurions répondu comme lui à toutes les questions qu'on lui posait. J'ai décidé de rester auprès de lui assez longtemps, et par la suite, au bout de 2 ans, j'ai été chez un autre maître, un autre sage.
I only wanted to wish you luck.
That was far too dangerous.
I like danger.
You don't have to live with my wife.
Neither do you for much longer.
I'll believe it when it happens.
I'll tell you a little thing that happened, because when Bhagwan's attention was drawn to something, it changed. He was a force of nature. And he would never say, ill-wish somebody because they behaved badly. He was beyond all of that.
All I will say about it right now is that everything you have read in the paper you can hit the reset button on, because it's not right. This is not yet the right time for me to say what really happened, so I'm not going to.
So you don't, Adam.
That's right.
No, I was in India already. I've been in India for 46 years.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
What were you doing before that?
I was teaching in Rajgat School in Benares, Krishnamurti School.
I see.
And then I met Mahi. I didn't know about her in Europe. I have never been out of India for 46 years.
Oh, you've been in India 46
Yes.
years? You
Since
never went back
July 1935, I arrived in Bombay. Since then, I've never left India.
I see.
Scusa, posso offrirti da bere? Niente di più, solamente un bicchiere. Tra questa gente buttata sui tavoli, senza poesia, c'è una corrente di vecchi profumi e di melanconia. Dai, siedi qui, voglio solo parlare.
but then it is up to you to do something about it, to try and find this as as experience, not as hearsay.
Se ti guardo sorridi, ti prendo la mano, lo so che lo vuoi. Dici che ho fretta e che poi mi comporto con troppa ansietà, ma io corro perché c'è una vita che scappa e non so dove va. Resta così, fatti ancora sfiorare. Io te lo dico così perché ti voglio baciare. C'è una montagna di noia che schiaccia la gente che c'è. Ah, ma tu non meriti noia, rimani, c'è una donna per te. Vieni a starmi vicino, sta nascendo qualcosa tra noi. Se mi stringi la mano potremo sognare la vita che vuoi. Cantano ancora per noi, s'addormenta la nostra città. E io corro perché c'è una vita che scappa e non so dove va. C'è una vecchia canzone e la stanno suonando per chi vuole scappare ma immagina il mondo fermandosi qui. Voglio ancora tenerti con me, cambiare il domani. Se stanotte rimani, ogni volta che chiami ti risponderò. Non perdiamo più tempo, che il conto è pagato e scappiamo di qua. E io corro perché c'è una vita che scappa e non so.
I'd always wanted to go to India, and I was searching for a guru, but I stopped here and there and every place, and finally I ended up at Sri Aurobindo's at Pondicherry, and someone says, I think you might be looking for Ramana Maharshi.
With the Maharishi's blessing, we established ourselves in Virupaksha cave, named for the saint who had lived 500 or 600 years ago and had been buried there. Much of the space was occupied by Virupaksha's tomb, on which we slept at night. Chanting our new Avalokiteshvara mantra, both to ourselves and together, to a tune of Satyapriya's devising, we left the cave only every 2 or 3 days. Most of our time was devoted to meditation. I was now convinced our 2 years' apprenticeship in the holy life had come to an end, and we would retrace our steps to North India and seek formal ordination there.
Coi ricordi per ricominciare e non lasciarsi dietro mezze verità. Tu chiamalo amore, tu chiamalo s'affretta per guardare in faccia senza più paura la realtà. Parlarsi tanto fino ad arrivare al cuore, sapendo quanto costa la sincerità. Tu chiamalo amore, chiamalo amore, ti risponderà. Chiamalo amore, tu chiamalo amore, anche se ti tradisce. Tu chiamalo amore, e anche se sono carezze che ti spaccano il cuore, tu chiamalo amore.
Once having become a Benedictine monk, an emptiness kept gnawing at him. Soon, he heard the call to India. How can one testify to Christ without having first opened oneself to what is most essential to this place, to its spiritual heart? Dom Lasso adopts the land of Shiva in order to build a Hindu-style hermitage, without a clue, however, that this adventure had within it another which would upend his life forever.
But at a very early stage, Father Lasso went to the ashram of Ramana Maharshi in Tiruvannamalai. It's in the center of Tamil Nadu, about 200 miles away. And there he met this Ramana Maharshi, one of the great seers of modern India, a really holy man, there's no doubt. And this had an overwhelming impression on him, because Ramana Maharshi was what's called an Advaita. They believe in non-duality, the relation between God and the soul. They're not one simply, but they're not two. It's an experience of oneness with God, you see. And Prajnananda, he lived in a cave on the hill there for some time, had this overwhelming experience of total oneness. And all his life, in a sense, he was trying to reconcile it with the Christian Trinity, incarnation, redemption, and he was always faithful to the Mass and his Christian life, but he always felt that this revelation he'd received really was so fundamental that he couldn't give up one or the other. And so to the end of his life, they came nearer and nearer, but I don't think it ever really resolved. There was always a certain tension. And maybe God wanted that of him, because he delved deeper into the Hindu tradition than I think any other modern missionary in India.
Non importa che sia il mare, non importa che sia un fiume, ma sull'acqua con te e sull'acqua scivolare piano piano, mentre il cuore s'addormenta galleggiando.
Amazing, no? These modern times, such a human being has lived with us in the very recent past.
Sri Ramana did not just give out practical advice. He was an immense spiritual dynamo who could use his power and his presence to eradicate the false ideas his visitors had about themselves, and then show them the reality of who they truly were. This is the role and function of the true guru, to dispel the darkness of individual ignorance and reveal the true abiding state of what remains when that ignorance has vanished. In a world where gurus are generally known more for their misdemeanors than their teachings, Sri Ramana led an impeccably saintly life. He owned nothing, he was a natural celibate, and he was available to seekers at all times of the day and night. No one was ever turned away, charged an admission fee, or asked for a donation.
So what Ramana Maharshi said was that there is a silent transmission that emanates from this mountain, that quiets the mind and opens the heart. Clearly, anybody who's been here knows that's not just theory.
Lascia che io viva